Hey everybody, Animal Man here. So I just finished my what I've been calling my rabbit and quail tower. I'm going to show it to you before I put them in there. Stay with us. So I've been working hard on this for a while, and basically there's four parts. There's the bottom tray, which is for the rabbit poop composting for the garden, and I believe this is a 48-inch tray. I got that at Home Depot, and that slides in and out on that stand that I built. And the rabbit hutch is on top of it. Over here is the nesting box, and over here is the kind of area where you can watch them, view them. They can get some air, look around. But the entire thing has a mesh floor. I know most nest boxes have solid bottom, but they're a pain in the neck to keep clean. So I'm going to try it like this and see how we do. I've got the cutout for the door. That way they can get into the nest box. And on the door, I've got this food hopper that I designed and built. And all it is I believe it's a square 5-gallon pail that held mushrooms at a local restaurant, and they put them out, they rinse them out for us, they put them out for people to take, and I grabbed a whole stack of them, and I basically cut it in half, except the bottom 2 inches, and then cut just a little notch out, and they fit together perfectly, zip tied together. And this is the food hopper. Fill it from the outside. On the inside, all you've got is this little tray, and then so they don't chew it, because rabbits are a pain in the butt. I've got mesh folded around and zip tied just to the top edge. And so that's the door. And latch the door. This is the automatic watering system. It's gravity fed, and that goes to both rabbit cages. This is a hutch that I got off the side of the road. This is my first hutch, but then I upgraded, designed this new one. So this gets pretty heavy. It's screwed down to the bottom of the door frame on the bottom there, and then it's zip tied to the mesh, and then to keep pressure off the mesh from the food, I've got these 2 pieces of wood just screwed on one screw, and the pressure holds this from wanting to move. It feels very, very sturdy. So I'm very excited about that. Now, on top of it, I built the Quail Cage. Now this is my masterpiece. I've tried all different things. I have 2 different quail tractors. I've got an indoor cage for them, and they're a pain in the butt. The eggs don't roll out of the cage, and they sometimes eat the eggs. They peck them and eat them, or they get full of poop and they're gross. You have to wash them, and then once you wash them, you can't store them as well. It's a nightmare. And then the food, they throw the food everywhere. It's disgusting. So I've been searching for a way, and I believe I found that I did a few different test food hoppers for them, and I found the best one that works. They can feed but not throw the food everywhere. And also the water is another problem too. Let me show you. I have those normal waterers that have the bottom base and then the jar on top, and they throw the water all over the place too. They toss it, and it makes everything wet. It's gross. So I did notice though that they will use these water nipples. So I installed 2 of these for each quail cage. This whole thing is 4 feet by 2 foot, and it has 2 2x2 quail cages. So they've got the divider in the middle there. And then the bottom is at a slant. You can see from the side the angle that it's on right there. And that is designed to let the eggs roll undisturbed to the front. So they roll all the way down into this little thing that I made out of the wire, and I kept on getting myself cut on. I'd walk by and get cut, and I ripped my clothes on the edge here. So I just took the same tubing from the waterer, and I cut a slit down it with the razor and just zip tied it along the edge, and I'm enjoying it a lot better. It looks a lot nicer, I think. Looks kind of sleek, and no more cuts. It's nice and smooth now. And I was gonna have to do something to keep eggs from rolling off the edge, but now that'll keep the eggs from rolling too. So that's for the eggs. You can see it's clear all the way down. I had to cut a little bit of this to make it fit, but it works. And I wanted to make sure that they were very, very little wood lips on the inside of this mesh for them to poop on, because they have this knack. I don't know, these quails, they have this knack of, like, if there was framing, like 2x3s, like the rabbit hutch, like if I had quails in here, they'll like sit on the edge and put their bum up against the edge, and they'll poop on here like all day long, and it's gross. So what I wanted to do was use these this like strapping that I got super cheap. That way it's as little bit of wood as possible for them to get dirty. So I'm going to try that. I wanted to make sure that there was nothing up here for them to be able to stand on. All there is this, but that's raised up enough that's not going to be an issue. And then let me show you this. This is the poop tray to clean. Whoa. So I have two little handles, and all this is the same strapping that I used for the sides and everything over here, the sides, the doors, and the bottom of it is masonite. You can see I cut the masonite, and yeah, you don't want masonite to get wet because it's basically cardboard. So I got this stuff at Home Depot that is like pretty much, it's like liquid rubber, and you paint it on and it dries to a watertight finish. And I think this looks really cool. I expect it to work very, very well. The tray comes all the way out, and then just pop it back into place when you're done. So there it is. There's the tray. All right, now for the food dispenser, I went to Target and I got this 6-liter Simple Human semicircle trash can, and I cut out most of this black insert. This came all the way out, and I cut the bottom off, just the top, that way the lid closes correctly. And when I want to fill this up with food, I just push down on that, just like you were going to throw some trash in there, and you can scoop some food into there. And then on the back of it, I've got 1-inch couplers for PVC pipe, and I've got the 45-degree ones, and I've got some little L brackets, and I have them screwed on to the back of the wastebasket, so you can see that there. Hopefully, let me come around here so you get a good angle. And there's one of those for each cage. Now for the water, it's the same gravity-fed system, automatic system that I created for the furry animals inside the house for work. And I've got the 5-gallon Home Depot bucket, the little valve that I attached to it, and the tubing gravity feeds down inside the quails, and then down to both rabbit cages. You see the little T-splitter there. And inside there is a float valve. I'll lift the lid up for you. There is the float valve. And when that float valve works, when it's hooked up to water, every time the water level drops in the bucket, the float valve sinks, and it turns the water on to refill the bucket up to that level that I have it set at. So I wanted to show this to you before I start filling up the food hoppers, turn the water on, fill the water up, bring the animals out and all that. Pretty proud of it. I'll let you know. I'll do an update at some point, how they're doing, how everything's working. I've had so much trial and error up to this point with the rabbits and the quails that this is my final solution, or what I hope is my final solution.